When one thinks of jazz, what do they think of? Blaring brass instruments? A gold shimmer and shine from each saxophone to trumpet to trombone? I'm Ryan Cragle, reporting from the Jazz Room to investigate an anomaly this year, where stringed instruments have suddenly appeared. Guitar and bass are essential parts of a full rhythm section in any jazz ensemble. Despite this, string players are a rarity in the Hilton Band program, as they're not conventionally taught by the school. We asked Mr. Strife about the rarity and the utility of these instruments.
A lot of other successful high school jazz ensembles in the area often get fed bass players, guitar players, because of the other side of their program being a string program. Unfortunately, we don't have that, so it's really kind of, I'm at the mercy of students who just have a natural interest in those particular instruments. You can have a big band without a drummer, without a piano player, and without a guitar player, as long as you have a bass player. That's literally the backbone of the entire group. Harmonically, foundational, stylistically, tempo, so many things are fed from that particular instrument.
Dope intro. The players in band this year have relied on private instruction to get where they are, both players having played for a while. We asked Ben Humphreys, who's been playing for the better half of 3 years, why he started playing bass.
Because I really sucked at guitar. I was so bad, oh my god.
While both Ben and Gio, the band's guitar player, hold prior knowledge in their respective instruments, the band program has integrated the both of them into it quite well in terms of a teaching aspect.
I don't find it much of an issue. Mr. Strife does a really nice job of teaching us, even though he doesn't know how to play those instruments. Practicing and reading, especially, has transformed my bass playing from, just like grooving to like actually being able to play, like improvising,
Unfortunately, the facilitation of a string or an orchestra type program seems to be an immense task, requiring a good amount of work and focus from the district to create.
Obviously, there's a startup investment in terms of purchasing instruments. Obviously we wouldn't expect students to have their own upright basses, cellos, violas, things like that. So it would probably be a couple $100,000 to buy all the proper instruments to outfit the groups in each of the buildings. It would also require more staff, obviously, because you would need more staff to teach those particular students' lessons as well as the ensembles for that. And it would also require more space. We would need a separate room in each of the buildings for an orchestra program, not only for them to have their ensembles, but also to have their lessons, that type of thing. So the startup, required to get an orchestra program up and running is pretty substantial.
This proves a bit unfortunate, as having those instruments help provide a better musical experience to both the musicians in the program, as well as the enjoyers of the music that the band produces.
It wasn't until I was in college where I got to experience playing percussion in an orchestra, and it was a totally different experience for me. It was a very different listening experience. It was a very different performing experience, because I wasn't used to the timbres and the sounds of the strings playing together. And I think that anytime the students have multitude of choices to embark upon, I think that it provides them just a different lens to help them grow musically.
We asked Gio D'Alonzo about his thoughts on the addition and the helpfulness of these instruments.
It's just a great way to start the morning, But it's just, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of missing to the band before, having the real bass and a guitar element. So I feel like that's a nice addition to the band. Simply just being in the band is enough, playing and listening, playing with the drums, locking in. That's enough learning right there. I started because my dad wanted me to, but soon after that I kind of just fell in love with this escape of reality just by playing guitar. I just tried to be myself on it.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love what you're doing?
10.
10?